Okay, so I'm gonna demonstrate quickly here and easily how to print out individual recipes from this Milos manual file that you guys have. And once you see how to do it, you shouldn't have any problem going forward, but it's a lot easier just to show you rather than do all these instructions over the phone. So go to Excel, open the file, and select the tab that you want to grab the recipe off of. In this case, I know that recently you were making this awesome ham recipe, which is in the sausage tab because it's basically all the smoked foods are going to be in here. All the smoked sausages and meats are going to be over here. So select the rows that have the ingredients for the recipe that you're interested in, and then just right click and copy that. Go to this first sheet, select the first open cell that's not going to be hindered by anything else on the page, and right click and paste it in there, and then delete all the rows above it because you don't need those. And now your recipe's right at the top, but wow, it looks all crazy, it's so wide. Well, that's because the previous recipe had ingredients that were really much wider. To quick method of resizing these columns is just double clicking, and it'll automatically make the column to fit the content. And the same thing with the quantities. But then look, oh my, what's going on? The comment didn't move with the cell here as the column got resized. And this is, by the way, how these procedures are typed up is by using what's called a comment. So in other words, you'd select the cell, you'd right click, you'd insert a comment. But notice that Excel always has some preference on it. It's a color, it's bold, it's whatever. Well, I've made it real simple on all of these recipes. As you can see, just black and white with the top part, the recipe name in bold, and the rest of it just a white background with black type. So that's how that's done for these things. And to move them around, you just click it somewhere inside of it, grab the whole comment, and just move it so it's about a half a cell from the ingredient list. And then, once you've clicked on the border, you can use the handles to resize it. But in general, it forms a landscape-oriented rectangle that you want to print. And the reason you want to do it this way with this copying and pasting of this first page is because this page has been set up so that when you print it, the comment will print out as it appears on the page. And the default for Excel is that the comments are not even visible. They're hidden unless you hover over them. So I've changed it on this page so that not only the comment's visible, but I've also gone to the next step and said when you print it, when it gets printed, make sure that the comments print as they appear on the page. Now, I'm working on the Mac version of Excel, and so you go right to the page setup from the File menu, and you can set this here in the Sheet tab, and it's right here. Comments is displayed on Sheet. The page should be in Landscape, not Portrait. On your versions, that should already be set. Fit to 1 by 1, so that'll automatically scale it to fit. Oddly enough, on the Windows version of Excel, you can get to the page setup doing this, or by hitting the print and then going to page setup. But at least on my version of Excel 2007, you can click on page setup, but you cannot, when you click on the sheet, you can get to this part here, but it's grayed out. You can't actually set it for some reason in this page setup dialog box. So what you need to do, if you ever have to do this yourself, is it's one of these tabs here. It's very not kind of illogical. I don't know why they set up that way, but it's on layout or something, and you have to right click in the corner of one of these things, and then you get back to the page setup, and then you can set it there, but you cannot set it in the just using the menuing system. So just I think you just do it as I described here. You'll have no problem with it. And then you just go ahead and print it once you have it set up like this, and it'll print out in landscape view. The comment will print correctly, the column widths will look right, but make sure you do a print preview. Now on the Mac version, again, it's a little different than the PC version, because when you hit print, you get this sort of miniature print preview, and you can see it's in the landscape orientation, and it appears that all of the steps are going to print correctly. But on your XP or your Windows 7 version of Excel, you can hit the print preview and it'll bring up a nice full screen image of what it's going to look like. It makes, and Excel does have some quirks in it as far as a graphics engine goes, and even though sometimes what'll happen is that even though you can see all the words here and it should just print up just like that, sometimes you actually have to give it some extra room on the bottom, because you'll hit the print preview and you'll see that the bottom line or two are actually being cut off even though they appear correctly right here on the page itself. And it's just a bug in the graphics engine for Excel. I mean, it's a spreadsheet program. They've done a pretty good job of implementing the graphics side of it for printing, but it's not totally without some bugs in it, and that's definitely one of them, is that sometimes you have to give extra room on the bottom to make sure everything's printed up. But then after you print it, you're all set to go. I would just close the file, and if you haven't made any changes other than just putting this on here and everything, don't even bother saving the changes. Just close it up and leave it like it was, and you should be all set to go. So let me know if that's clear for you guys. If not, we can maybe do something over the phone, and we'll get you going. So good luck.